Hi, I'm Andy, a collection specialist at Credit Sage. My goal is to help people learn how they can remove credit collection services from their credit report. And actually, in many cases, without paying their debt at all. So if that's you or someone you know, I'm confident that you're going to walk away from this video knowing exactly the next best step that you should take. Now, that isn't to say that you shouldn't take action. If, for example, you know or believe that credit collection services or any other accounts for that matter on your credit report are the result of identity theft, or if they have the wrong balance after you've already paid, or any other major issues that are seriously affecting your life, you may be owed a settlement. And in those cases, we work with a network of local attorneys that will work on your behalf at zero cost, win or lose, in addition to getting the accounts deleted permanently. Or if there are no issues like that exist, that's good. But if you just want the account removed from your credit report altogether, we can help with that too. Give us a call today. Our number, it will be in the description below, so you can find that. So today, let me go through some of the most important questions that I get about this company. And I think first, the biggest question is, can you be arrested or get jail time for debt with credit collection services? And I put this one at the top of the list because we have a lot of callers that are terrified that this could happen. And maybe that's you too. And it makes sense. I sympathize because few people are really taught how credit and debt work in school. And I mean, I for one, I didn't know the answer to this question until I got into the business. And fortunately for you, the answer is that unless the debt is related to specifically unpaid taxes or unpaid child support, you cannot be arrested or get jail time. So you don't need to worry about that. The other thing too, usually the follow-up question is the amount of debt doesn't matter either. You could refuse to pay $1,000 or $1 million. It doesn't matter. You cannot be arrested or get jail time. So who is credit collection services and why are they on your credit report? They are what's referred to as a debt collector or credit collection agency. And they buy unpaid accounts like credit cards, for example, often for very cheap. And then they try to collect the full amount, right? I'll give you an example. Imagine that you have an unpaid credit card for whatever reason with Capital One, and it's for $1,000, okay? Credit collection services could, in theory, come along and buy that debt for maybe $100. But now, they don't come after you and try to collect $100. No, they come after you and try to collect the full $1,000, which would give them a 10x return on their investment. So yeah, these companies, think about that, multiplied over several accounts, could stand to make a lot of money. And so what they do is damaging your credit score by reporting the debt to your credit report is one of the primary strategies that they use to get you to pay. However, again, what many people don't know is that paying a debt that's on your credit report doesn't remove that account that is attached to it. That account will sit there for 7 years, damaging your score that whole time, whether it's paid or not. So a lot of time paying it isn't actually in your best interest, and you could just be wasting your money. Now, in rare cases, that also paying the debt could even hurt your score further. Now, in addition to credit reporting, they may send scary letters. They may call a lot. even calling your family members and colleagues. And this is a great opportunity to say, too, if collectors have ever threatened you or harassed you during non-business hours, you may be owed a lawsuit. So again, that's another case you'd want to give us a call so we can connect you with a local specialist that will take action quickly. Should you negotiate a settlement with credit collection services? Okay, so settling your debt with credit collection services really depends on your goal. Typically, if you're wanting to improve your credit score, paying isn't the best option. Now, why is that? Well, because of what I mentioned before, even if you pay the collection, it will remain on your credit report for 7 years, damaging your score that whole time. Now, instead, we always recommend working with an expert like us that can come in and review these accounts for you. Now, what we do is we look to see if certain issues exist, and then the accounts can be removed entirely. Now, this is a win-win, right? You won't have to waste money paying a debt that won't help your score. And then the negative account gets removed from your report, which is the ultimate goal, right? So it's perfect. Okay, so how do you remove credit collection services from your credit report? So the Fair Credit Reporting Act gives every person the power to challenge information on their report. Now, I will say that the knowledge required to do this is a bit more involved than it might seem. That's not to say that you shouldn't learn how to do it, but I just warn you that be prepared to spend weeks, possibly months, learning how to do it properly. However, if you'd like to hire a professional to handle it for you and ensure it's done properly the first time, and you save the extra time, well, that's what we're here for. And we're happy to take care of it for you. I've dealt with credit collection services many times, and I will say they regularly have issues. And I've been able to help numerous clients deal with them, and I'd be happy to help take care of that for you as well, if you prefer. How can you get credit collection services to stop calling you? Well, as I mentioned before, credit collection services will be calling you in the attempt to collect the debt they purchased, which means the only reason that they'll stop calling you is if, well, one, if you settle the debt with them, or two, if you work with a company like ours to potentially have them removed from your report altogether, which I think is the better option. Will credit collection services try suing or garnishing my wages? Another great question. Credit collection services suing is unlikely. It can happen. It does happen on occasion, but in our experience, it's really, really rare. There are laws around how long they can sue for and what they can do if they win, and it's just a long process. However, if we're able to find certain issues with the account, they won't be able to collect it all, which is another benefit of using an expert. Okay, what are my rights when dealing with credit collection services? So you have the right to dispute any of your debt that credit collection services has purchased. Credit collection services is governed by the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, the FDCPA. And as I mentioned before, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the FCRA. Now, these acts, sometimes when you look at them, can seem very complicated, but the important thing is that they provide a great deal of power to you, the consumer, if you know how to use it properly. Now, if you don't have the time to research these acts, it's not a problem. Call us today and we can discuss your options. Again, our number is in the description below, so take a look at that. Give us a call. Thanks so much for watching.